Christina Scalera from the Contract Shop here, and today we're talking about why you aren't booking more photography clients. There's a reason, friend. As someone who travels around a lot and likes to hire photographers so that I can, prove that I was in these cities that I go to, because I'm spending a lot of money to be there, so I may as well get it photographed, right? That's the Instagram way. I'm looking for photographers, and it's really hard. So you guys are out there telling me the market's so saturated, I can't find any clients. And I'm sitting there thinking, I can't find any photographers. If you want to reach more people that are looking for photos like I am, start to use the hashtags that make sense to us. So for example, I don't ever search the big city photography, like hashtag Los Angeles photography, because that's a waste of my time. That is going to be full of just spam pictures and crap. If you don't believe me, look up hashtag Atlanta photography. There's a lot of butts. When I'm not looking for butt photos, I'm looking for hashtag Inman Park photography. Inman Park is a little part of Atlanta, so I'm looking for a photographer that's familiar with that area. When I'm flying to Los Angeles, I'm not staying in like all of LA, I'm staying in maybe like the South Bay or Venice Beach, so I'm looking for hashtag South Bay photographer. If you want to find clients that are looking for you, you have to put yourself in front of them. And using the big city names that everybody defaults to is only going to give you the same results that everybody else is getting, which is complaining a lot. Okay, so you've used the right hashtags, but now people are coming to your Instagram bio because they like your work, they've seen your photos, and they want to work with you. But you're overwhelming them because in your bio, there is a link to something that's unrelated to your photography services. It doesn't go directly to a contact page or a portfolio where people could learn more about working with you. Instead, it's usually something like a link tree, which leads me to your shop for other photographers and your free background for my iPhone this month. And maybe way down at the bottom is a homepage, an about page, and a contact page. Which one am I supposed to go to? Because I have no idea. I am confused. I think that you look desperate and distracted, and I don't want to work with somebody like that. So I'm clicking away, and you're not even realizing that I was there as a potential lead for you. By getting rid of all the distractions and taking the customers through a journey, Linktree to me is like the equivalent of getting a birthday card with unwanted, unexpected confetti. It just explodes in your face, and you're like, I don't even know what to do with this, and I have to clean up this crap. Get rid of the link tree, guide people down a journey, down a path with you. So unless you're a New York Times bestselling author or a TED Talk speaker or some kind of major influencer where you actually have a lot going on, let's put the diva card aside and let's take these customers on a journey if we want our Instagram to do the work for us and book us our own clients. The way to get that started is to take people to one page where you can capture their email address, get them onto a newsletter list, and then you can introduce them to your iPhone backgrounds and your shop for other photographers and that crazy story on your about page. But if we throw the confetti at these potential customers all at once, before they even know or care about who we are, they're just gonna be overwhelmed and back away slowly from the crazy mess that's happening here. All right, so you know what hashtags to use now. You know that you're gonna take the customers on a journey by getting them into a focused path where you tell them exactly where to go from your Facebook or Instagram bio. And now they come to that one beautiful page you've told them to go to so nicely, and they get overwhelmed because you haven't made it easy enough to work with you. I go to photographer sites all the time, and what I'm met with is, even though I'm not looking for wedding photography, which 80% of the world's population isn't getting married anytime soon, when I'm looking for photography, I'm often met with a rigid form that requires a lot of information that doesn't even apply to me because I'm not looking for wedding photos. So if I was like a family or a new mom that wanted newborn photos, and I'm coming to your site and you're asking me when my wedding date is, I am freaking the F out and backing away because I don't know. Do I have to answer that? Do I just make something up? I can't submit the form without making up a wedding date, so I guess I'm getting married in July 2021. Whatever. Even if your potential clients visiting your contact page are brides, they still might not know what their wedding budget is. They might not know where their wedding is being held or what date it's going to be on yet. And it makes them feel really intimidated and less than. So these questions that we just take for granted, we're just like, hey, like we need to know this stuff. We don't need to know it right away. We need to know if we're a good fit to work together, and then we can work the details out later. Because even if they submit a date that you're already booked for, you're still gonna have to send them another email back that says, sorry, I'm booked, go work with XYZ photographer. So yeah, it's an extra email in the process to ask them when their date is, but at least you know who they are and you started to build a relationship with that potential client before you just scared them the heck away because this information, while easy for you, was really intimidating for them or didn't apply. Make it easy for people to contact you. So if you go to your contact page and you don't have an email address and a contact form, it's going to be really difficult to get all the potential clients that are coming to your website and want to work with you. Just as an example, I don't have email on my phone. When I go to someone's site and the only way to work with them is to click on an email address that pops up in a mail client, guess what? I'm not emailing them. I need a contact form. But other people prefer not to use the contact form and they would rather email. But we just assume that because we have a contact form, they'll get in touch with us. Wrong. You need both because your clients are each going to be individuals and different and have different preferences and different reasons for doing things. So if you're not making it as easy as possible to work with you, you're telling your potential clients that you don't care whether or not they have a good experience right from the start, and you don't really care if they get in touch with you because you didn't make it easy enough for them to. Okay, so you've used the right hashtags now, you've guided the client along their purchasing journey to work with you, and you've made it super easy for them to get in touch. But there's still two little problems that are hanging on. First, if you don't niche down and tell people exactly what kind of photography that you specialize in, it's going to be very difficult for you to get out there. So if you are saying that you're a wedding photographer and you shoot families and you shoot newborn photos and you'll sometimes do a graduation or senior pictures here and there, it gets really difficult for you to make a name for yourself because you're a Jack or Jill of all trades in your area. It sounds counterintuitive, but the more you can niche down and serve a very specific population, the more that population will get to know who you are and keep coming back to you for your services. Plus, lay people? You tell them that you specialize in premature newborn photography and they hear the word photographer. So they are going to refer you out to all of their friends as just a regular old photographer, which you were marketing yourself as to begin with. But in the meantime, you've cultivated this community of moms that have had premature babies and they know exactly who to call because that is your specialty. Not only have you cultivated a small community of people that understand and always work with you, but they also are sharing you with their wider range and network of friends, family, coworkers, etc. So the way to get really, really big is actually to go super small at first and pick one little tiny niche that you showcase and highlight throughout your website and become the expert in your area on. And then finally, if you find that you still, after doing all of these things, are not booking more clients, maybe you aren't asking for the sale. And what I mean by that is at some point during that client journey, you have to ask someone if they want to work with you. You don't have to say anything scummy or weird like, hey, are you ever gonna work with me? Or, hey, I have this new package and you would really love it because blah, 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 blah. You don't have to be good at sales. You just have to offer something that your potential clients need and tell them that it exists. That's all that you have to do. Now that you've niched down, people are finding you through your super specific area hashtags, you've made it easy for them to get in touch with you. All you have left to do is simply ask, it looks like you're looking for this kind of service. That's exactly what I provide, and I can give it to you on whatever dates that are coming up in your calendar. Now you've asked for the sale without being salesy. You've offered something of value to people that want it, that need it, and you've booked a couple extra clients this month. If you thought this video was helpful, if you took away a little nugget that you can't wait to share or implement in your own business, make sure you're subscribed to the channel below so that we can always stay in touch and you can get my latest tips, tricks, and nuggets of wisdom as you are growing your photography business.